I remember the day like it was etched into my soul. The day my family's laughter turned into something else. I was standing there, my hands trembling, clutching my first real painting, my heart pounding in my chest like a drumbeat of defiance. They mocked me from the start, called my dream ridiculous, said I'd never amount to anything but a joke. "You're wasting your time," my father sneered. "You're an embarrassment." My mother shook her head, eyes filled with pity, offering hollow words of, "Be realistic." Everyone, every single one of them, told me I was destined to fail, and yet I persisted, because deep down, I knew I wasn't just chasing a hobby. I was chasing my truth. I poured everything I had into becoming a painter, into creating worlds from pigment and passion. I starved. I sacrificed. I fought my own doubts with every brushstroke. The journey was brutal. Every harsh critique, every moment of despair that whispered, "You're fooling yourself." But I kept going. I knew failure wasn't the end. It was the crucible that forged me. Years turned into a decade. I struggled in obscurity, fighting through the noise of naysayers who told me I'd never make it. I worked nights, slept little, and poured my soul into every canvas. Then came the breakthrough, the gallery debut, the critics' praise, the collector's arms reaching out for my work. My paintings, once dismissed as amateurish, now sold for hundreds of thousands. I was featured in magazines, invited to speak at art festivals. My name became synonymous with grit and authenticity. But the real victory wasn't just in the fame or the fortune. It was in the quiet, relentless belief I had kept alive, belief that I was meant for more than their dismissive words, that I was worthy of success, of respect, of happiness. I had fought my way through every doubt, every sneer, every "you'll never," and turned their skepticism into my fuel. And then, after years of building an empire from my passion, I decided it was time to go home. To face the ghosts of my past with the undeniable proof of what I'd become. To show them that their mockery had only fueled my fire, that I'd risen above their narrow visions. I didn't go back to gloat. I went back to confront, to reveal, to reclaim my story. The day arrived. I parked my sleek car in front of that old familiar house, the one where their words had once cut me so deep. I stepped out, dressed sharp, carrying a canvas wrapped in brown paper. The air was thick with anticipation and 1,000 memories I'd buried deep. I knew they'd be watching, waiting, skeptical. Inside, the house looked exactly the same. Faded wallpaper, creaking floors, that familiar scent of home-cooked meals and unspoken judgments. I found them in the living room, gathered around, eyes flickering with curiosity and suspicion. I set the canvas down gently, unwrapping it with a deliberate, slow motion that felt almost sacred. There it was, the sprawling, vibrant masterpiece, my latest work, bursting with color, life, emotion. It was a scene of resilience, of hope, of breaking free from chains. A figure standing tall amidst chaos, reaching for the sky with raw, unfiltered passion. It was everything I had become, a testament to perseverance, to the power of dreaming beyond what others deem ridiculous. Silence fell. My father's jaw tightened. My mother's eyes widened, then shimmered with tears. The room seemed to hold its breath as I looked at them, at their faces that once dismissed me as a fool. And then, with a voice steady and unwavering, I spoke. This is what your words almost crushed. This is what I fought for. I am not an embarrassment. I am proof that dreams, no matter how wild they seem, are worth fighting for. I hope you see now what I always knew, that failure is just a step towards something greater. That passion isn't foolish, it's necessary. They stared. Silence stretched long and heavy, like a thick fog finally lifting. My father looked at the painting, then at me, disbelief etched into his face. My mother's tears streamed down, but out of a recognition that they'd underestimated me, underestimated us all. That moment, that raw, unfiltered truth was my redemption. Not just for me, but for every voice that ever told me I couldn't. I had come full circle, proof that persistence, faith in oneself, and unrelenting hope can turn the mockery of the past into a monument of triumph. And as I packed up to leave, I turned back one last time, feeling the weight of their gaze. I realized something profound. The greatest victory isn't the fame, the success, or even the art. It's the liberation of your spirit. The moment you stand tall and say, "Here I am," and everyone who doubted you is forced to see the truth of who you've become. That day, I didn't just return as a successful artist. I returned as a living testament to the power of resilience. A reminder that no one's words can define your destiny unless you let them. I left knowing that I had rewritten my story, not just for me, but as a beacon for anyone out there still fighting to prove their worth. Because in the end, the most poetic justice is this: the ones who once mocked your dreams now witness firsthand that your perseverance turned them into your greatest victory. And that, my friends, is the sweetest triumph of all.